long to prepare for this, only about a year, so I'm not very good at public speaking and speeches, but what I am good at is singing. So, recently Scott's been. No, the first thing I should say, I suppose, is what a fantastic day it's been. And that's largely down to all the effort that Scott and Lynsey have put into this. I know they've done a hell of a lot of work towards this, and they've had a lot of help from friends, family, and also the bridesmaids as well, who I know have done a great job with today, and also giving Lynsey a great hand do. So, first thing is to raise a toast to the bridesmaids. I'm sorry, I won't have to read this.
That's right.
Yeah, so I hope everyone has a fantastic day. I think it's been going great so far. And I really hope you two have enjoyed it so far and have a really special day as well. Because this is a really special day, and wedding is something that you'll only go through once or twice. You renew your vows. And also, one thing I should say, I happen to know that a certain somebody was very worried this morning that their hair was looking good and that their nails were looking pretty. So I just want to say you look absolutely stunning.
Scott.
And Lynsey, you look fantastic as well. So yeah, I feel quite stupid stood up here in front of everybody. I probably look quite stupid as well. So what I'm going to do to relax me a bit is get a bit of audience participation. So it's a bit of a playground love song that I think you all know. If I say a line and then you repeat it after me, that'd be good to help me settle my nerves. So everybody get involved with that. Okay? So Scott and Lynsey.
Scott and Lynsey.
Sitting in a tree.
Sitting in a tree.
Applying to Scott's head some hair loss cream. Yeah, sorry, Scott did ask me not to mention his receiving hair loss. He also made me promise not to dress him up as anything stupid on his stag do, which was ignored.
Lift the white sheet.
And the funny thing about that is he phoned me up about a week before and he's like, Dave, seriously, I don't want to dress up as anything, we won't get into the clubs, I just want to look smart, I want to have a good time. I was like, yeah, mate, it'll be fun, honestly, we're just going smart cash. And the day before he spent 50 quid on a shirt.
Yeah!
You look good, mate. You look fine.
Student discount.
Student discount. So yeah, I guess I should talk about how I know Scott. I've known him pretty much all my life that I can remember, really. Play school, preschool, infant school, junior school and secondary school. I didn't really know him that well at play school. I was sort of in the cool group, green group. I didn't hang around with Scott too much. I didn't really have a great rep, and I didn't want to be seen in front of the lads. So it wasn't until the spring of 1998, 15 years ago, when we became best buds. I previously had a best mate since I was 4, Chris Greenaway, but we'd started to grow apart. He started getting a bit clingy. Yeah. Things just weren't the same by then. And the final straw came when we were playing football, and a shot that I took was clearly a foot inside the jumper, which was a goal post. They said was in the post, so I wasn't having any of that. So I was livid. I told him it was over, and then that same day I saw Scott sitting on his own, struggling to feed the Velcro strap through the slot in his new school shoes with lights on. Trainers that light up. These kids are alright. So I made my way over. I was young, I wanted a bit of fun. And I wanted to get back with Chris. Alright, Scott, he said. Alright, Dave, how are you? Did you enjoy PE? I really like rounders. Yeah. Are you my best mate? No, I don't think so. Cool. I took a moment to think about what I was doing, what the repercussions could be, whose feelings I was going to hurt. And I went for it anyway. Do you want to be my best mate? Yeah, alright, he said. Cool, see you later. I never planned for it to be anything serious. It was just a bit of fun. A rebound, something to make Chris feel jealous. As the days and weeks passed, it became clear that it could be the start of something beautiful. It was in science, when we were messing about with some test tubes, that I first realised there was a real chemistry. We were generally well behaved at school, except for in science with the cross-eyed Miss Backley, who couldn't control her pupils. Anyway, we were soon solidly best mates, and even bought each other birthday and Christmas presents like little girls do. I always felt I put a bit more effort into Christmas presents than school. One year I think I got him a night football, probably worth about £9, so that's quite a lot to me. And he bought me a yard-long box of Jaffa cakes. Great, you might think, but my milk allergy meant I had to get a box with contains milk written on it to my brother. I let this slide as an easy mistake. And didn't tell him as I didn't want him to feel bad. He got me the same thing for the next 2 years. Before I lost patience and finally told him. And then the next year he got me an inflatable Spitfire. What was that? Anyway, in junior school, sport and PE was something that we both took really seriously. And when we got to year 6, there were trials for the football teams, which we both put 100% effort into and did all we could to get a place. As you all know, Scott loves his football and still gives it a lot of commitment today. Probably a bit too much. Generally, he thinks he's a lot better than he is. He's happy, so anyway, Scott did really well in the trials and got a place as a centre-back in the C team, which I know he's really proud about, so if we give him a quick. That wasn't the case for me, however. I was disappointed with my performance, had a bit of an off day, but was still put straight into the A team as centre-back. Now, I didn't play football for a weekend team like Scott did, because I did kart racing at weekends. As those of you that came on Stag Do can probably tell. So, like, how good am I at karting, Chris? And it wasn't until the school football tournament fell on the same weekend that I had a kart race that Scott finally took my place in the A team. So basically what that means is if I kept it up, I'd be playing 2 divisions above where Scott currently is now. Alright? Yeah, that's about right.
Spaghetti.
He likes me being put in the A team. That's probably what spurred him on to get where he is today. One thing that surprised me with Scott is how somebody so good at football can know so little about it. I'll never forget when we were watching an Arsenal match and I hear, he's bloody good, isn't he, that Henry? Hey? Terry Henry, the Arsenal forward. Thierry Henry. Anyway, as we came to the end of our time at junior school, I was worried that we wouldn't be in the same classes as they split us up into different sets at secondary school. And basically I was a little bit smarter than Scott. I think Scott saw this coming too. I remember we talked about it when I saw him getting frustrated trying to spell the word Armageddon on some homework. Come on, I said, it's not the end of the world. But we were in the same tutor group in secondary school. We used to hang out tons after school, so our relationship stayed as strong as ever. We played footy, had loads of sleepovers, and played a lot of Xbox. And I remember there was one rally game that we took so seriously that every time we broke a lap record for our favourite track, we'd have to call each other up straight away. And I remember once when I set a crazy time on it, Scott and Barry must not have believed me because they came round my house, came up to my room, made me turn on my Xbox and show them the replay. It was at secondary school where Scott started being quite popular with the ladies, and I naturally became quite jealous. Not jealous because I wanted the girls, some of them were minging. Not jealous because these hussies were taking my best mate away. It seemed like you always had girlfriends. Went from one to the other. That's what we did. And only one of them turned out to be a lesbian. I never really understood why you got so much more attention from girls. Because since the start of secondary school, people always said that we looked just like each other. And I definitely had the better personality at the time as well. I remember in year 11 once, on a really hot day, walking through the Crescent with my shirt untucked. Right, that's it. I told you already, this time it's a blue slip by here. And turn around and see Mr. Down waving his little blue book at me about to give me a half-hour detention. I don't know why you can't just tuck it in. It's so bloody stupid, he said, as he started flinging his blue slip. Right, Scott, what tube group are you in? 11S. Well, I couldn't do it. As I walked away, I called him back and told him I was favourite Scott. I couldn't do that to my best mate. But still, even today, people get us mixed up. A few years ago, on holiday, on a 2-week holiday in Magaluf, or Spain, as I told my mum, a girl that had been staying in the same hotel as us all week looked at us both with a worried look of confusion. What's wrong, I says? I thought you used to was the same person. Anyway, hopefully the confusion between us will come to an end if this hairline continues to recede. Soon after leaving school, we both got our 50cc motorbikes. Not mopeds, these were geared replica race bikes, which looked the part but sounded like a wind-up toy. We were the coolest guys in the world. We used to bike to the gym together in some horrendous weather until I fell off mine going at 4 miles an hour going into the car. Soon after that, we were both on 4 wheels. I had my off-white Rover 200 with his silver Fiesta. Of course, the most important part of any 17-year-old's car is the sound system. After paying a little bit of attention as my brother fitted my Southern amp in my own, I felt qualified to do the same on Scott's car. All seemed to have gone smoothly until 2 weeks later, in a torrential storm, Scott opened his car door to find the passenger footwell filled with muddy water. It appeared I hadn't replaced a seal when I ran the cable through from the battery. Now that dried out eventually and the damp smell subsided after about 4 months, so it was all good. In all honesty, I sort of wish the water would have busted his sound system. Scott was one of those that would quite happily sacrifice any sort of conversation on a journey for the sake of having some garage music playing so loud that the vibrations actually hurt. We went to different colleges but still made plenty of time to hang out, and I haven't told him this, but one of the main reasons that I went to Southampton Uni instead of Nottingham is because Southampton's where my best mate is, so I didn't see why I should leave that behind. He is a genuinely nice, caring bloke. Everybody that knows him thinks the same. Everyone just thinks he's the nicest guy ever. And I must say that that's largely down to his parents, Barry and Jane. I think that's a credit to you guys, the way you brought him up. True Jen, and the same with Tom as well, so you're obviously doing something right. Some of you might know Barry by another name. Lynsey, you've got a nickname for Barry? What is it? Say again? Bazzy Bear? That's really cute. It must mean a lot to you to come up with a nickname like that. And what's your nickname for Scott again? Scotty there. So yeah, I do think it was a cracking job bringing them up, and also the same for Lynsey's parents. She did see a fantastic girl, so a quick round of applause for her. I know that Scott would do anything for me, or as he says, he'd give his left nut for me. And as those close to him know, after a romantic experiment went wrong with Henry the Hoover at the age of 12, he hasn't won. But seriously, without getting too sentimental, I'm so glad to be able to call you my best mate. You're a hell of a guy. And I'm so happy that you've managed to bag such a beautiful bride. I think you're punching above your weight, to be honest. I'm still happy for you. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I will just leave you with this. I've showed you a picture of, I've got a couple of pictures of Scott as we were growing up. So there we are, super cute. And I also called in a favour from my friend at the Met Police, and he's used some state-of-the-art software to render a picture of what Scott will look like in 2 years' time. So yeah, finally, I'd just like to raise a toast. I'd like to raise another toast to the bride and groom.